There are a bunch of different zombies in 7 days, and we have a general idea of what each of them do, how threatening they are, and so on. But I wanted to try to paint a much clearer picture of zombies overall as a whole to see if there are any patterns that emerged from zombie groups, for example, experience gain, damage, and what have you. So I started to extract the zombie data from the entity's XML file and put it into a spreadsheet to give me a clearer picture of what all was going on with zombies. And while there are many things that we can talk about when it comes to zombie stats and what I have noticed from looking at this spreadsheet, in this video we're going to focus on the absolute nonsense that is experience gain, because it is a mess. There's essentially no rhyme or reason from what I can tell for the majority of experience gain. Now, a lot of zombies, if you don't know, are essentially the same. For example, all of these zombies that you see right here are more or less the same zombie, with the exception of the lab zombie, which has a different drop bag that it drops compared to the other zombies in this lineup. But all of these zombies have the base health of 900, and that can go 15% in either direction, either 15% less or 15% more, or somewhere in the middle of all that. They all do 20 damage to the players, they all do 24 block damage, and they all give you 1,200 experience, and because they all do 20 damage, they all have a DPS of 13. Now, all zombies' attack is the exact same. Everything in the game that attacks you, its attack rate is the exact same. It has a cooldown of 1.5, so they can only attack you every 1.5 seconds. Well, 1.5 seconds during the day. Nighttime is a little bit different. So zombies are 1.1 cooldown for nighttime, and animals are 1.4. Anyway, I digress. These zombies are the same. They just look different. Now, what's interesting here is you have all of these zombies that have a base health of 900 and deal 20 damage and 24 block damage and give you 1,200 experience every time you kill one. And then you have this guy, the businessman radiated, which has 1,000 hit points, only does 16 damage to you, and does 22 block damage, but also has an experience of 1,200. There are just so many questions here. This guy is essentially no different than your other zombies. He doesn't do anything special. He doesn't have any armor or anything like that. They just, for some reason, decided to have him do less damage, but have 100 more hit points and be worth the same amount of experience as all of these other zombies over here. Now, that's not all. It gets even weirder because he's also in the same class of entity damage and block damage at 16 to the player and 22 to blocks as this group of zombies here, but this group of zombies, while worth the exact same amount of experience he is, only has 800 health. So why is the businessman special? Why does he have more health? Who knows? But he's worth the exact same experience as a bunch of other lower health zombies that are much easier to take out than he is and do the exact same amount of damage. He's also worth the exact same amount of experience as zombies that are about the same difficulty to take out as he is, but do more damage. And that's not all. It gets even crazier. So here we have the skateboard zombie radiated and the utility worker radiated. So skateboard zombie's base health is 1,400. He does 20 damage to a player and 24 damage to blocks. He's worth 1,200 experience. The utility worker here actually has armor, making him slightly different than all of these other zombies that we're taking a look at, but he has the base health of 1,100, entity damage 20, block damage is 120, and he's worth the exact same experience as all of these other zombies that we just took a look at, coming in once again at 1,200. Now, remember old skateboard boy here that isn't really kind of special at all? He does 20 damage, 24 block damage. Well, here we have the soldier radiated, which has the exact same base HP as the skateboard radiated zombie, 1,400, does the exact same damage, 20 damage to a player, 24 to blocks, only has 10% more armor than the utility worker, but is worth 300 more experience than the utility worker, and only 300 more experience than a zombie that has the exact same base HP, but no armor. And you're probably like, Firespark, that makes a little bit of sense. The soldier is a little bit harder to kill than the skateboarder, so he should have a little bit more experience. Yes, that's true, but the utility worker is also a little bit harder to kill than the skateboarder, but is worth the same amount of experience as the skateboarder, not even 100 increase or maybe 200 increase. But it gets even crazier and more random when you realize the soldier's experience gain of 1,500 is the exact same as this group of zombies right here, some of which have significantly more HP coming in at 1,700 and 1,600 respectively, as well as increased damage. For example, example, the biker has 1600 HP, 20% armor, and hits for 40 with a DPS of 26. That soldier only has a DPS of 13. And somehow the two of those are equal in experience gain. But that's not all. Big Mama here and Big Hawaiian here both have 1700 HP, hit for 40, do 200 block damage. They have a DPS to the player of 26, and they are both worth the exact same amount as the soldier and the biker at 1500. So they can tear through players faster than the soldier. They can tear through a base faster than the soldier. They don't have any armor, but have more health, but are worth the exact same amount as the soldier. And this is just a small example of the zombies. I mean, I could get into all of the zombies, but there's a lot here, and I wanted to focus on a smaller group, specifically the radiateds, just to give you an idea of how just all over the place experience is and how it doesn't really make any sense. It just seems like they're like, just slap 1500 on that guy, slap 1200 on that guy, and we'll just call it good. Because there are so many of them that have the exact same amount of HP, and it's like they didn't take into consideration much more than, does it have armor? I put it in the next group. Don't worry about its damage or how much it can tear through a structure or its DPS or anything like that. It's got armor, so we'll just toss it into the 1500s out from the 1200s. And this same exact thing, this same exact pattern can be seen through all of the zombies. And a really good example here, just to drive home a bit more how little the experience gain in this game makes sense. The zombie vulture, the radiated zombie vulture, has 120 HP. It does 10 damage to players, 32 damage to blocks. It has a DPS of 6. And like the cop and the plague spitters, it can infect the player, but its experience value is 1,200. It is in the same boat with the skateboarder and the utility worker, which are significantly harder to kill. Now, honestly, end game, all of these are pretty easy to kill, but until you get to that point, killing a 120 HP vulture for 1,200 experience is much easier than killing a soldier that is radiated with 1,400 HP. Anyway, I just thought this was kind of funny, so I wanted to make a video about it. Let me know what kind of videos you'd like to see about zombie data. You want videos on like which ones hit the hardest, which ones have the most HP, which ones can destroy your base the most, stuff like that. I don't know. Y'all let me know. Anyway, we're gonna wrap it up there. If you found this video helpful and informational, please consider hitting the subscribe button and notification bell so you can be notified when I upload other videos. And if you're looking for some more of my content, you can find a link to another one of my videos on the screen right now. I want to give an absolute massive shout out and thank you to all of my channel supporters for helping to keep these videos sponsor free. You all are absolutely amazing people. If you would like to become an official channel supporter, check out the links in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought. If you're shy, you don't like to comment, just hit that thumbs up button and share your support. Until next time, thanks for watching.